Hello, welcome to Jazzbee's studio. Today we are making a couple of articulating fish keychains. Recently, I have been seeing so many cutesy videos and images of these fish keychains on TikTok and Pinterest, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have one. So logically, I had to make it myself. I know I could definitely go on AliExpress and find something very similar very easily and for a relatively low price. But this year, I decided that I needed to create more than I consume, which I do have written on my 2025 vision board if you were wondering. We've created this culture of convenience that I feel has very much dulled my creative edge, and I want to try to make things that I want instead of just being a passive consumer. Also, then I have the freedom to create any fish that I want. I was predominantly looking at these metal articulating fish that are mainly used for jewelry, and fish tackles used by fishermen, the OG fish lovers. I needed to figure out how I was going to get my clay fish to move. Both of these methods use different ways to mobilize the fish, jewelers with pins, and I think a nylon ribbon or rope embedded in the plastic for the fish tackles. After thinking about it for a little while, I decided that I could probably just use a bunch of eye pins and some chain links to attach mine together. This is the plan I drew up. I wanted to make a koi fish and a ranchu goldfish. The koi in an orange, white, and black variation, and the ranchu in a kind of fine china vibe. The koi having 5 sections and the ranchu having 3. Although ultimately, I decided that there were too many sections and cut one back for each fish. The accessories also changed, but I'll let you discover what they ended up being. So now on to the fun part, actually creating the fish. Here's everything I used. You can pause to read. Now let's get started. Taking a fresh ball of clay, I mold it into a dookie-shaped blob. Then I use my finger and smooth the body down with water. After it's taken shape, I use some wire to begin the dissection, cutting it into 4 parts. I then smooth down the raw edges. Actually, I kind of want to make these concave a little bit. You'll see in like some of the 3D model prints that they have also this kind of concave system, so it kind of hides the joints. You could use a ball tool to kind of make it more concave. Yeah, that works way better than me trying to use my fingers. Okay. That is the head of the fish. I'll put in the eye pins that I'm going to use to connect all the parts when it's a little drier. It's a little squishy right now and I don't want to like misshapen the clay. Make sure it like maintains the width of the rest of the pieces. It's kind of like making vertebra or vertebrae. That's what it looks like. A skeleton fish. Ooh, that'd be kind of cute. But I want something pretty. I then add on the eyes and finish the rest of the head details. Next, I'm shaping and attaching its dorsal fin and adding the fine lines. I then make a wheel and cut it halfway through to make its tail fin. I then attach the tail and smooth it in before adding the details. And then this section needs 2 of these little fins on the bottom. These are the eye pins I'm gonna use. I think I want to keep them as long as the section to add more support. And that goes in like that. And also making sure that they line up. It's cute. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now it's onto the ranchu goldfish. Off camera, I shaped the bulbous body, and now I'm adding on his brain-like bumpy structure to his head. He's so ugly. This time, I only cut him into 2 pieces. Making it concave. And then attaching the tail, adding extra clay to support it better. And I can't forget to add his 2 little side fins. Here are all the finished parts, and now we have to wait until they're dry. 1 day later, they're all bone dry and ready for sanding. Now for a little ASMR break. The Ranchu goldfish, he looks so derpy, so ugly. I'm not sure. It's also quite hefty. Lobotomy time. It's like they're on the fishing line, so it's through the mouth. I'll be using this mini drill to perform the procedure. I'm a little scared. It actually turned out completely fine. Yay! Here I'm just using some E6000 just to make sure it stays. Now on to painting. This is my favorite part because I feel like during the painting process is when you truly start to see your creations come to life. Following my initial plan, I base coated the koi in a pale orangey white and mixed up a red leaning orange for its patches. I didn't really have any plan for the placement of these patches, but instead just placed the colors down where they felt right, in a very Bob Ross kind of fashion. Part of the reason why I wanted to make these fish is that in Chinese culture, they've long since been a symbol of wealth and prosperity. Like in the Chinese idiom, nian nian you yi, which roughly translates into every year have abundance. Fish, yi, sounds exactly like the word abundance, yi, in Chinese, so that's where it comes from. The other part is that I really just think they're super cute and aesthetically pleasing. Reasons aside, I add in his black beady eyes, and then adding in the black patches, once again not really following any rhyme or reason, just guided by strictly the vibes. Moving on to Mr. Ranchu himself, I'm starting out with a base coat of straight titanium white fresh out of the tube, then painting his eyes dark blue to keep them on theme of blue fine china. Adding blue details here and there and blending them out with white paint when I felt like it. A lot of my art contains florals or vines, and that aligns really well with the fine china motifs, so I had a couple of references up on my iPad, but ultimately just went with my gut on these designs. After laying down the light blue base designs, I went ahead and outlined them in a dark blue. And I also do the same on the other side. Moving on to the fins, I start by painting the grooves with a dark blue and blending them out so they don't feel out of place. Here I am re-emphasizing the lines. Now I'm using this Pebeo gold relief liner. It was on sale at Michael's and I got it thinking it might look cute. I'm not really sure what its intended use is, but it looked amazing on my fishies. With it, I outlined details on the Ranchu where I felt like it was needed, and then added some splotches in random places to the koi. I let the paint cure for 24 hours, and this is what they look like the next day, completely dry. Then I jumped straight into varnishing the pieces with the Mont Glossy Clay Varnish. I must say, I actually love how the ranchu turned out. I was so sure it was going to be so ugly, but color me surprised. That goes to show that sometimes you really do just have to trust the process, even though I was roasting him the entire time. And don't get me wrong, my koi is cute too, but something about the fine china look really gets to me. I did all the koi parts holding them with these craft clips so I wouldn't accidentally touch it and ruin the varnish. Here they are all drying, and once again we have to wait 24 hours for it to fully cure. I mean, you'll see it in the next second, but I will have to wait. Guys, I'm so happy with how they look right now. The gloss is truly glossing and they're just too cute. Moving on to the fish assembly. Since every piece has an eye pin embedded in it, I will just be using some gold chain links to attach them together. But don't let my editing fool you. It actually took me so many tries to get the links closed. The different parts kept falling before I could squeeze them together. Look how cute this koi is. I could seriously cry. And the ranchu, please, I love him. Off camera, I made some beads and boom, they're painted and glossy now. I created an assortment of leaves and ceramic looking beads. I also decided I was going to make a Chinese lucky knot to go with each keychain. I actually learned how to make this from a creator on TikTok, and she does a really good job explaining how to make one. I linked her video in the description below because God knows I'm gonna do a terrible job. But essentially you want to make 3 loops like this, then fold up the ends on the left side, leaving a hole that we will be using later. Then fold the left loop to the right, and then fold the top loop down, making sure everything stays in place. It is a little difficult. I think this was actually my 4th try. Lastly, take the left loop and fold it over everything, pulling it through the hole created by the ends we left earlier. Now we can pull it in all 4 directions and it will come together. We're not done yet though. With the ends facing up, fold the left loop over, leaving a small hole we will use later. Then fold the bottom loop up, followed by the right loop folding it left. Now taking the ends and folding them down and looping them through the hole we created earlier. Once again, pull on all sides, and now you can pull on the little loops and make them however big you want. We are technically done, but I'm gonna go a step further and just add a couple of gold beads to both ends of the charm. I just double knotted the cord on both ends of the beads to secure them. Now I'm just taking a lighter to the ends so they don't free in the future. This only works if your cord is made of plastic materials. A keychain is never complete without its various twinkling charms. Here I am just putting together the clay beads I made with some little faux pearls. With my trusty set of pliers, numerous eye pins, and jump rings, I easily put them together. Once that's complete, I hook them all onto the same gold ring clip, and that's one set done. Moving on to the ranchu keychain, I made a white lucky knot off camera because you really don't need to see me struggle with that again. I am once again putting together beads I think look cute together with my pliers and eye pins. Here I decided to put a bead in front of the ranchu goldfish so it's like he's forever chasing food. I would also like to apologize for the borderline off-screen content. I would say 80% of this part was actually not even captured by my camera. I was simply holding the beads too close to my face. I will try to do better next time, so sorry. And with that, both the fish keychains are finally complete. Yay! Now you can enjoy all the vanity shots that follow. All that's left to do for me is to figure out where I want to put these. I could hang them up on my tote bag, or my belt loops for a fun accessory.
2 invisible rainbow-colored ribbons attached to your hips. So you know what? Maybe that's why it didn't work out.
Or even just hang them up as a decoration in an empty spot on my IKEA pegboard. that brings me to the end of the video. Let me know what you think of them and if you have any suggestions on how this design could be improved. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time, or maybe never again. Okay, bye.